The sun sat high and merciless over the square, dust floating in the heat like drifting ash. Omar stood on the wooden platform, wrists bound. The auctioneer's voice rang out bright, rehearsed, almost cheerful. Numbers rose and fell like a cruel game. A man stepped forward, gripping Amma's chin, turning her face left and right. Strong, he muttered. Amma said nothing. Inside, her heart pounded, but she refused to lower her eyes. She studied the crowd instead, memorizing faces. If they would look at her as property, she would look back at them as witnesses. A boy near the front, Thomas, met her gaze. He did not smile, he did not jeer, he simply stared, confused. The hammer fell, sold, the sound echoed longer than it should. Moonlight slipped through cracks in the wooden walls of the quarters at night. The air smelled of sweat, earth, and smoke. Omar sat on the floor among others, men and women with tired hands and watchful eyes. A small child leaned against her knee. "Tell us about the river," someone whispered. Omar closed her eyes. "It was wide," she said softly. "So wide the sky rested in it. When the sun set, the water turned to fire." As she spoke, shoulders loosened, breathing slowed. For a few minutes, the quarters were not walls and chains, they were riverbanks, warm earth, open sky. Even Thomas, hidden outside near the back wall with stolen bread tucked under his shirt, listened through the cracks. He had never heard anyone speak of freedom as something remembered. Thomas stood in his father's study. Ledger books lined the shelves, ink stained the desk. "Why must they be sold?" he asked. His father did not look up. "Because that is how the world works." "But who decided that?" Silence. His father's jaw tightened. Enough. Thomas left, but the question lingered in the room like smoke. That night, he brought bread to the quarters. His hands shook as he passed it through a loose plank. Omar accepted it carefully. "Why are you helping?" she asked. Thomas hesitated. "Because I think it's wrong." Omar studied him. "Then don't just feed us," she said. "Remember us." Years passed. A crowd gathered again in the square, but this time, not to buy. Men pried nails loose, women swung hammers. The old auction block groaned as wood splintered. Omar stood at the edge, older now, lines at the corners of her eyes. Thomas stood beside her, no longer a boy. The final plank fell. For a moment, no one spoke. Then someone began to cheer, others joined. The sound grew not sharp like the auctioneer's call, but deep and rolling, like thunder after a long drought. Omar stepped forward and picked up a fragment of wood. She ran her thumb over its rough edge. "It won't hold anyone again," Thomas said. "No," Omar replied. "Now it will hold something better later." The wood became benches in a small school.